Hello everyone, and welcome to the Tabletop Almanac, and welcome back to the Lost Worlds campaign for Alien, the RPG from Free League Publishing. My name is Simon. I am the guy that does the stuff on this channel, but other people thankfully join me and help and play and stuff and do all sorts of fantastic things. And two of them are here right now to play Alien. Let's let them introduce themselves and tell you who they're playing in case this is your first time tuning in. I don't recommend this being your first time tuning in, so please go back and watch the previous videos to catch up on the plot. But if you are not going to take my advice and keep watching, you should probably know who they are before they start. So, Matt, why don't you begin?
Hi, I'm Matt E. of Old Bones Publishing, and you can mostly find me online at the Mithras Discord because that's my favorite game these days. And I have Old Bones Publishing has a kiosk at drivethrurpg.com if you have any D100 gaming needs there. I am playing Hideo Wetherington, a pacifist medic who is on the Solovetsky Island and who is wondering what he has got himself into here in the Outer Rim.
Oh, yeah. Let's play Alien. I want to play a pacifist. Okay.
I warned you, bro. You said it would be all right.
Oh, no. It's perfectly fine. Okay,
are you still a pacifist if you kill an alien? Like, because it's not killing a human, right?
Does the alien have Buddha nature?
Yeah, right. Where do they fit on the cycle of rebirth? Okay, and then next, Corbin.
I am the Awkward GM Corbin. You can find me at the Awkward GM Corbin on YouTube. He, him pronouns. And I am playing Lister, a roughneck who is also a space bum.
And they're both kind of in over their heads.
Always.
So where we last left off, you had, well, I'm not going to spoil the beginning of it. You can watch the last episode. But you had gone back to the Solovetsky Island and spoken to the captain about what to do, et cetera, et cetera. He suggested that you perhaps play along in order to get the diplomat out of trouble with Warlord Zhengxie. And having gone back, he suggested that perhaps it would be helpful if you, this is Lakota Monroe, if you went back to Stanley Shepard and got him to, or managed to manipulate him into getting you to the rebels. So, just as you're about to leave, there is a commotion outside the door of the warlord's chamber, and it bursts open. Well, it kind of swings open. The man stumbling through does not nearly seem like he has the strength to burst anything open, except maybe his chest.
Oh God! Kill him!
But the two guards stationed outside do grab him rapidly and, hold him by the elbows and shoulder. He has a pistol in one hand, but he isn't raising it. He's shaking his head, and they're gone. They're all gone. And he does have an accent. Well, I guess since this is still sort of from the 70s, 80s, he has a Slavic accent. And his uniform is UPP. But yeah, he looks just psychologically wrecked. His eyes are bloodshot. I mean, his uniform is cut in a few places. He's actually missing a boot. And you can see that his sock is now bloody and worn through. They're all gone. All gone.
Who's all gone?
Hideo rushes over to him instinctively in an effort to, get him a little more stable and see, maybe evaluate him and see how he might respond to treatment.
I mean, he won't not respond to treatment. His wounds, from a quick glance, might just be bloody, not deep. But the look on his face is haunted. Not one you've ever seen before on a person. Because the last crew members to have some Mucosa expression never made it back to the ship.
Right. We only found their skulls. We couldn't tell what the expressions on their faces were.
Yeah, they didn't imprint quite well enough. The warlord, still keeping calm. Colonel, I suggest you compose yourself.
Yeah, Hideo will escort him over to a chair or something like that, and what kind of a healing attempt could I make here? I guess
I won't make you roll on it. Don't worry.
Excellent. That's fine.
Yeah, I fail, and I freak out and shoot him. Okay, that really wasn't what I was intending. We're trying to play it a little kinder on these PCs than the last ones, possibly meaning play it right.
Yeah, not so bad that we can't function at all.
Exactly. Okay, so yeah, he allows you to sit him down. The two guards remain in the room, and the warlord walks over. He doesn't do anything quite as I don't know what the word would be, calming as Hideo. He just stands and stares down at the colonel.
Punches him.
Yeah, punches him in the face. He looks at the two of you. You may leave.
I'm afraid that maybe he needs some, attention, some assistance. He seems to be in a state.
He most certainly does, and we will treat him ourselves.
I mean, got a doctor right here.
Yeah, I'd be happy to help. It's my job.
Yeah, Hippocratic Oath and all that jazz.
Very good.
Very well. You may examine him.
Great. He'll get to work. Hideo's got his kit with him, surely.
Yeah, and you can find something to sort of calm him.
Okay. So once he's calm, does he start making any sense?
Well, yeah, I guess a little more.
What has happened? Who is all gone? Start from the beginning.
My squad. And then he looks up at the warlord and looks back down at you. They... I'm sorry, who are you?
I'm Hideo Wetherington. We're emissaries. Now, where are
And
we?
a doctor.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
sell yourself short.
I'm just a medic. But I can, I'm committed to helping people who need it. So I'm here to help you.
Good, good. Then, yes, my squad. We entered the pyramid. It happened very fast. And all gone. So quickly. Glowing light. And then death surrounded us.
How do you suppose you escaped this fate?
To my shame. As my men died, I ran. Where are you from? You are not from the outpost.
We're from a ship.
We're trying to make contact with some of the outposts that, have lost contact with, the inner worlds.
You're with the Great Mother mission.
Yes.
He kind of slumps forward, putting his head between his knees in that sort of recovery position.
Mm-hmm.
And then you think you hear him whisper something.
Okay, Hideo will make like he's trying to, keep evaluating him, like, and bend down and kind of say, "What? I could not hear you."
Beware. Not everything is as it seems on the mission.
Okay.
I didn't expect that, but okay. Right. I think he's going into shock. We should probably get him someplace to lie down.
Yeah.
Very
I'll help
well.
you.
My guards will escort you. Then after he is in place, please continue with your duties.
Sure, yes. Maybe a wheelchair or something? Do you have anything like that? Or a stretcher?
Not in here. You may carry him if he cannot walk himself.
Okay. We'll just beckon over the guards and have them lift him up. Hideo's not a big guy. He's not going to do it.
I'll help.
No, okay. Okay. So you step out into the hall, and the guards, they basically escort you all the way to uh, the barracks. Once you're out of the compound, you're able to put him in a vehicle. There's a jeep nearby, and you can put him in there, and they drive. Well, one drives and one guards.
Okay.
And at the barracks, they climb out, help you with him, and it seems like they are a little insistent that they bring him in.
Okay, fine.
I mean, I'll give a look to Hideo, and I'm just like, is there something about how this guy got injured that they don't want us to find out about?
Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't seem that physically injured, right?
No, no. Yeah, superficial cuts.
Mm-hmm.
The blood, some of the blood might not even be his.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Does he seem to have anything, like more subtle, like radiation sickness or whatever? I mean, I guess then maybe he would be vomiting or his skin would be sloughing off or something.
Yeah, no, nothing like that.
Okay. Well, if a good night's sleep is what's going to do him best, I guess I don't have anything to say about that. And give him a sedative or something.
Okay. Yeah. Doable.
I'm still kind of like disoriented from the like scene shift. I'm still trying to like remember everything that we were up to before we got
Right.
here. Sorry about
Well,
that.
no. It's been a little while. The main thing, yeah, the captain sort of, well, wants you to play along till you can get Monroe out and uh, possibly, not quite sure. I mean, he knows that you're supposed to, that you'll hopefully sort of win the favor um, of the colonies, and it kind of seems like everybody's going their own way about it. So those from the Three World Empire are trying to nudge towards their side. Those from the the U.S. are doing it. The Americas and the UN is trying to do it. UPP is trying to do it.
Mhm.
Okay. Gotcha.
Oh, it's a little hard to hear you, Corbin.
Oh, yeah. I think you turned down or something.
Can you hear me better now?
Oh yeah, much better.
Okay, that must have been. I must be going through the wrong mic right now, which sucks, but it is what it is.
So, what's the plan, Stans?
Well, the only place we know to get with this shepherd guy and therefore maybe get him to take us to the rebels is that bar, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The Three Lions pub.
Right. I don't know. Head back there.
Sounds good.
All right.
Now, just to clarify, what does Zheng Jie really want us to do? Like once we find the rebels or whatever?
I think he wants you to tell him where they are.
Okay. Okay. Great. Spies, moles.
Mm-hmm.
This is not why I signed up.
All right. Shepard's not in the Three Lions pub when you arrive. But he will, you are assured that he will be there shortly. He's simply wrapping up some business.
Okay. Well, kill some time, keep our eyes open, look around, see what's going on in the room.
Yeah. Play some pool.
Yeah.
Yeah. See if
darts.
shut
Darts.
bathroom window.
The game of this pub is darts, not pool.
Okay.
Three World Empire. Corbin, can you please lift your head a little bit? We can't see your gorgeous mug. You're cut off here.
I always get a little weavy.
Leany-inny.
Leany.
All right. So, yeah, you can kind of hobnob with the locals a bit. They remember you from before and are friendlier than last time you were here. Perhaps Shepard said something or spoke well of you in some fashion or another. And then, yeah, about half an hour later, he walks in, sees the two of you. What are you doing back here?
So our host is becoming less and less hospitable and less predictable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And one of our friends is basically hostage, a pawn at this point. And we need to operate from a place of safety. It's becoming clearer to us that Zheng Jie is not the hero in this piece. Is there a way that you could get us to a friendlier community of people?
Well, that is maybe a bit more of an ask than you realize. If you were asking what I think you're asking. This would be a manipulation roll.
Okay. So I have a dice roller, but it's not the usual one in Founder. Are you going to roll dice, or should we roll dice?
I can do it. Just a second here. Let's get that roller in here.
So Ideo has manipulation 1 and empathy 5. So I guess that's 6 dice.
So to change the permissions here. And then it'll show up. There we are. Okay. Right. So, the rolling system here. Okay. So you need to put, I'll put in the command for the first time just to make sure it's working right.
Yeah.
Oops. Okay. Hey, I saw it earlier. There it is.
Computers make our lives better.
Don't they? Here, the manual. Okay. All right. If it doesn't work, we'll just roll some dice.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to do the panic roll. Oh, you used panic. I see.
If you just do backslash
Oh,
and then select the
there
app,
we are.
it lists it.
There we are. 6. Much better. Okay, you got 1 success. So that could be enough unless you want to push it.
I am not going to roll any more dice if I don't have to.
Accepted. Okay. All right, we'll have to do a little bit of editing there for the audience's sake.
Luckily, it was a lot of empty dead air, so you can cut that out.
Yeah.
2 years later.
So he looks back. But I don't think you're lying to me. I can take you there, but I think we have to take precautions. I hope you understand.
Sure. I mean, what choice?
Well, yes, what choice do you have? We'll walk normally for some time, but then actually it's far enough. We'll take my vehicle. I'm gonna have to blindfold you.
I mean, it's not like we're gonna really be able to know the area at all anyway. Why bother?
If you know the route, then that could be a problem for me.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough.
All right.
As a favor, we shouldn't cause problems for you.
I would very much appreciate that you don't.
Okay.
So he takes you outside. He has a ground vehicle there. Climb in, shuts the doors, kind of rummages around, and then pulls out two black, I guess, toques, like thick woolen hats. Says, pull them down over your eyes. It's thick enough you won't be able to see through.
Ha ha ha. All right. I can still count turns.
All right, well, if you're counting turns.
Hey,
he starts-
you're finally awake. You got caught crossing the border, right?
and then he starts driving, and you make one turn. It bumps, the ground bumps underneath you. Another turn. Now the road is a little wobbly. And then it's pretty smooth for a little while, and then you find yourselves stopping. Okay, I'll help you out. Come on now. And he helps you down to the ground. Yeah. Oh, in case you did forget, part of why the warlord is doing this is that they blew up the water plant, right?
Mm.
Right. Yeah. I remembered something about that, but I didn't remember exactly how it fit in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So he walks you inside somewhere, and then sit down. After a few minutes, your blindfolds are removed, and sitting across from you is a woman, maybe mid to late 30s. She is wearing some, well, it's definitely Three World Empire body armor. You can see the um, insignia still on it. Has a beret, or whatever they wear in the British Army. Shepard tells me you are people who can be trusted. Is that correct?
oh, totally.
What could we say? Yes.
Yes. I can't say that response filled me with a lot of confidence, but I will chalk that up to nerves.
Let's just say, how many people have you thrown into a alien digestive tract?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
This Zheng Jie is not to be trifled with, and he's got one of our colleagues from the ship basically held captive, and so we got the idea that we should get out of that place as soon as we could. Our captain aboard the ship seems to, have things under control there, but we were not in a safe way. And we asked Shepard to help us out and put us in contact with you, because going underground seems like it might be our only option at this point.
Yes. Yes, Zhang Jie is not an honorable man. His self-appointed title of warlord is fitting, if you are to think of it only in the truest sense of the term. And then you're from the newly arrived ship, Solovetsky Island.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, Things have been coming to a head. I'm sure if you have been here, I'm sure you know or witnessed the unfortunate accident at the water plant.
How does this end? What is
We take him down.
have you the means though?
We are the people of May Outpost will not put up with his abuses much longer. He is trying to make alliances off-world, and we cannot allow that to continue. The UPP has placed a ship down here, complete with military officers, in order to gain the warlord's favor, to bring May Outpost under their control.
So they act as his mercenaries?
It did not seem as such. Temporary allies, perhaps. We saw them not long ago head south of here to the pyramid. Perhaps that was their deal for his help.
What? There's something in the pyramid that the UPP wants?
I believe there may be things in there that Zhang Jie wants. I've never been in there myself. I do not feel the need to, but he is ruthless and will take any edge he can find.
So that implies that he thinks that there's like a weapon there or power of some kind.
Something of that sort.
Mm-hmm.
Any rumors?
The pyramid rumors, I could tell you some of its history, that it was exposed after some seismic activity. Some went to explore and they were never seen again. Then twice a year, creatures would emerge. They wreaked havoc on the colony. Then, when Zheng Jie attempted to pacify them, it seemed to work. Were you witness to some of that earlier?
Indirectly, yes. We heard it, but we didn't see it, right?
Yeah, we heard it. Did it not sound pleasant?
No.
It most certainly is not. It is not often. As I said, twice a year, about 3 nights, they emerge. But they seem satisfied with the sacrifices he leaves for them.
So Why would anyone ever want to go near this pyramid? That's what I don't understand. I mean, on the one hand, if Shang Jie thought that there was power, or the UPP people did anyway, then they would go there, right? And
He declared it off limits.
he declared it off limits naturally. So if you, since you are interested in deposing him, one would suppose that you would take any edge you could get, unless you thought it was far too dangerous. So is that what's going on here?
You heard me when I said no one returned.
Right.
And if we see any of the UPP soldiers again, they must have been, someone must have been watching out for them. Now we do believe that we can avoid too much in the way of bloodshed.
I can only commend that.
Zhang Jie's second in command, Xin Wu, is much more reasonable. I do believe she is a person of honor and dignity, and could be willing to step into a power vacuum.
So, have you proposed this to her?
Do you imagine we could get near her?
Well, no, but I mean, here we are now. So, I mean, things are possible where there is a will. What about Shepard?
Shepard thinks the same. But perhaps the warlord does as well. And he restricts access. Keeps a firmer hand on her shoulder.
Mm-hmm. Shorter leash.
Mm-hmm. You have gotten close to the warlord.
Yeah. A little bit.
Not close like in join him in the sauna, but yeah.
But you have been physically nearby him, within arm's reach.
I would say so, not that like we have anything not like we have anything that we can do without getting ourselves killed by being in arm's reach of him, if you catch my drift.
I'm a man of peace. I'm no assassin.
I am an agent of chaos.
Probably not the best time to bring that up, Lister.
I mean, I am an agent of pacifist chaos.
Well, then that is not an avenue we can take, is it?
I mean, what's the offer?
Well,
we know of your ship and we know why you're here.
we came to reestablish communications and relations with the homeworlds. So yeah, to find this here was a terrible surprise for us.
It depends how this all falls out. But we may be able to come to an agreement.
What if what if what if we got close enough not to kill him but to subdue him somehow, by anesthetizing him or drugging his food or something like that, so he could be taken into chains, and then you could achieve your takeover that way.
That would be. I could see that being a reasonable method. If that is what you propose, I will support it.
But it's not your preferred way.
Well,
I will tolerate it. Zheng Jie has caused great harm to the people of this colony, not only loyalists to the Three World Empire, but his own suffer under him. He rules with an iron fist. He sacrifices them to these creatures.
right.
Okay.
Under the guise of for their protection. But witness who is sacrificed, and you will think otherwise.
Sure. Now, what about his troops? I think this is the key thing. How much support does he actually have? It maybe every one of the people would rejoice at the idea of this guy being gone, but if he has all of the guns and boots on the ground, then that's going to be a problem. That's where the second in command would come in, I think.
Correct. She can command them to stand down, and even if some disobey, they won't all. And, well, they can resolve that how they will.
Mm-hmm.
Public execution is a lot better than us assassinating him.
Well, I was going to say, if they need to keep their contract with these creatures, I can think of an easy sacrifice.
Oh,
Well,
fuck yeah.
There are a few more nights left in the equinox.
Poetic justice.
Yes. Vile as it is. Well, I know you are Lister, because the other one said your name. And how may I call you?
Hideo Weatherington. Doctor Hideo Weatherington.
Captain Snell. Hannah.
Hannah Snell.
Well, I believe there's no time like the present. Shall we sally forth and...
Yeah, let's do this.
Yes, there are only 4 nights left, right?
Give us we will wait in position should things go poorly. And if they do, we will intervene. I wish you luck.
How will we actually communicate when the time comes?
We will know.
Great, great, great.
This doesn't seem very safe. We came here seeking safety, but well, I guess the ultimate safety is getting rid of Zheng Jie.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, if you wouldn't mind, we can't let you see where we are.
Understood. Understood.
Thank you. I did not want that to have to be one of my own. And you were walked out. And well, you're walked for quite a while. But when you stop and you hear the voice, count 260, and you can lift your blindfolds. And you hear footsteps retreating.
Okay. Patiently count. 1, 2, 3, 58, 59, 60.
Good.
Where do we find ourselves standing?
You are not far from the Solovetsky Island. You're at the landing strips.
How the hell did that work?
We must have been like turned around a little bit, like got double backed a few places.
I guess. There's a river to cross and stuff, though. I don't know. Okay. I don't know how that worked. Lister,
Yeah. What up?
I don't know. Our real loyalty is to the mission and to our captain.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I have a funny feeling about this. How much do you think we should tell him about this whole situation? I mean, on the one hand, I think we should tell him everything, but on the other hand, I don't know. If he doesn't know, he can't be blamed. If Zheng Jie goes off the deep end and takes them all hostage or something.
I mean, to be fair, I don't. As long as the mission gets done, I don't think anyone really cares in this regard. But also, I can't imagine. I mean, I think if there was political fallout for this, it's political fallout with a group of people who just got overthrown. I don't think anyone will be upset because this isn't even the government that they left in charge here. And
That's right. Yeah.
it's a group that has like really it's just one dictator that's dictating everything. Like I don't even, as far as we know, there aren't like nobles or CEOs, oligarchs, or things of that nature that are like reigning in the power, as it were, that this guy has. Like, it's not like, oh, this warlord had to gather the 7 warlords so that the 7 warlord gangs could come together to form a functioning society. It seems sort of like he just had an army and steamrolled everyone.
Right.
mean, Shepard did tell you that there was basically like a purge.
Right.
Yeah. And our best bet is to try and get this other person to take the helm, but also, like, elephant in the room, if we do, I feel like they just want us to kill the guy, the warlord, so that they can blame it on us for being awful worlders, and then yeah, we're now
Then they'll have a reason to expel us.
then we're exiled forever, and
Or
then
dead.
yeah, and then our mission doesn't succeed.
Right.
I mean, it could be a lose-lose scenario for us, for sure.
Indeed.
But at least in one of those scenarios, we aren't being fed to a giant alien monster.
Right. If I'm gonna die, that ain't gonna be the way.
Yeah.
So, what lie are we gonna tell Zheng Jie?
I don't know. You're the thoughts person. I just
Well, you're the you're the agent of chaos. You're the Weasley guy.
I am
might have some
I
insight.
am a technician first and foremost. I'm a roughneck. I am not going to be making crazy decisions. So you think I'm Rimmer? He wanted to like be the head captain. Fuck him. Glad he's dead.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch to my previous character.
Well.
All right. Well, since we're standing outside the Solovetsky Island, and since our true loyalty lies to our captain and our mission, I think we should, before we go back to Zheng Jie, I think we should go have a chit chat with the boss. Right.
All right. Yeah. So Captain Keating is in the mess. Just kind of seems like he's twiddling his thumbs almost. Very
Right.
Hmm.
So now we're double agents.
Excuse me?
Maybe only single agents.
Hey, I have a girlfriend.
Look.
I mean, it's a bit rocky. She still exists. Probably.
Zheng Jie wanted us to go get with the rebels so that he could know where their location is. Presumably so that he could, bomb the place or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We managed to get with Shepard and convince him to take us to the rebels because we gave him a slightly modified version of the actual situation where we're basically captive.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, Hannah Snell, the leader of the rebels, has this idea that we should get close enough to Zheng Jie to incapacitate him or kill him by any means necessary so that we can depose him because he's a horror show. And Hannah Snell believes that the second in command is the way to make this happen with as little drama as possible. That she can be turned. And now we're here talking to you.
God almighty. I don't know.
Oh, so we've got discretion on this. Thank you.
Hold your horses there, Lister. Well, look, we don't want to come out on the wrong side of this.
Right. I think
And
having Zheng Jie in charge here is the wrong side. I personally think that we'd be better off having the downtrodden rebels in charge, because at least my cat is joining the game. At least
Xenomorph, look out!
Ah, Mr. Bond, I see you.
yeah, right.
Bless
I think we have no reason to believe that they would not let us go, but we have a real reason to wonder about whether Zheng Jie is ever going to let us go.
Right.
We're also thinking that if we do take out the war, if any violence is had, it'll get blamed on us.
That's a distinct possibility. Can you get Monroe? She's our first priority.
Right. I think that the easiest way to get Monroe probably is to go along with the rebels and depose Zheng Jie.
And that's what we'll do. But we'll be ready to take off if things go badly. And we will try not to leave you behind. So if it goes badly, get here fast.
Yeah. Well, I don't like the word try, but it's better than forget. So
Who are those two again? Not part of the manifest.
Mm-hmm.
nothing
No.
supercargo.
I shouldn't joke. We've lost too many already.
Helps the medicine go down a bit.
Well, when's this going to happen?
Well, I mean, it's not on a set schedule or whatever. I guess it involves us getting as close to Zheng Jie again as we can. And, you know, they were most interested in having him dead. I kind of chewed them down to, knocking him out somehow so that he could be a prisoner. And what they do with that prisoner afterwards, who knows? But
yeah, we don't care.
if he's not about to give orders and motivate and clarify the situation for his minions, then maybe that will be sufficient if they're right about his second in command.
If they're right. Well, if they're wrong, we'll wait as long as we can. Good luck. Good hunting.
Indeed.
Great.
All right. So what are you doing now?
I'm gonna get some drugs.
Yeah, and something for Zheng Jie too.
Yeah. Smoke them if you got them.
But I mean, this is the problem. The devil's in the details. I don't know exactly how this would work. I think that maybe our best chance against this would be, filling a room full of gas or something.
Oh, I was thinking a little bit differently.
Yeah, like what? Hypodermic?
Yeah, something like that. Or like he's gonna have security with him. You need to separate him in some way.
Well, that's kind of why I was thinking about the gas idea, because as long as we didn't zap ourselves, maybe we could get them all at once, and that would be one less thing to worry about.
Just one less thing to worry about.
One
Yeah.
less thing to worry about.
Um,
President now.
you can probably, yeah, whether you can aerosolize the anesthetic. Well, yeah, actually, you probably could. What you have on board. I mean, I'm sure there are multiple kinds. They're not all ether, um, unfortunately, but yeah, you could.
And how do we protect ourselves against it is the question.
Gas masks.
Gas masks.
Yeah.
Or breathing suits.
Breathing
whatever.
suits.
Now, I mean, you can't like walk in there in compression suits.
Right.
What are you doing here like that? Oh, nothing.
Just got back from scuba class.
Does this rag smell of chloroform to you? Oh god.
But you could probably repurpose some of the breathing apparatuses for that purpose. I'll say you can do that because it's a fine plan.
Oh, all right. Well, if you think it's a fine plan, I like that.
Well, you're not, you could kill them, but you're trying not to.
Trying not to.
And always try to reward the non-violent route.
Okay. Well, yeah, let's do it then. Shane Jay's probably pretty paranoid, right?
Yeah, though he did get pretty close to you with the colonel. Closer than you would have expected.
Right. Well, what I'm thinking is if we could convince him that there are rebel spies among his ranks and that what we have to say to him is for his ears only, then maybe that would be a way to, get him alone.
Yeah, good work.
Yeah. So I don't know. We can try that, and then if things don't, because that's probably the truth, by the way, because otherwise, how the fuck are these people going to magically know that we did this all properly? How are they just going to know? I was like, okay, whatever. but yeah. Let's I think that's maybe our best tactic there. And if he doesn't go for it and, he clamps down or whatever, then we just let loose and knock out everybody in the room, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it could work either way.
All right. So you have the stuff you need.
Excellent.
And you have the means of protecting yourself. And you return to the compound.
Do you want me to set up the thing? I can set up the thing.
Are you talking in character or out of character?
So out of character. So is it like, so we need the to fill the room up, right? Or are we just going to be in there with canisters of stuff?
On our persons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I could try and set something up with the air vents.
Right. That actually, well, as long as we know what room or set of adjacent rooms with the same ducts we're going to be in, that could work. That could actually be really good because, they're going to probably search us or something.
I feel like we did steal clothes for maintenance workers, right?
You did.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, let's do this.
All right. Lister's moment to shine, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So avoiding any guards that you may have already seen, and therefore would recognize you as not being maintenance workers. Though it does take some time to do that, you enter the compound undetected. And I don't want to make you have to roll if it's just not necessary.
I mean, it is kind of necessary to set up the connection, isn't it?
Yeah, and it would be stressful. So yeah, from Lister, I will need a a I don't know,
Ability?
either heavy machinery or comtech.
I'll do the heavy machinery, please. 'Cause
Sure.
that
Yeah,
uses
I mean that's
strength.
probably the closest to. Right, it uses strength. Erg.
So 8, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
I got 1 success.
Okay.
Sweet.
Gonna push that one?
Should I push it? I think is there's varying levels of success in this system, right?
Well, sometimes, but for every extra 60 roll, you get to apply a stunt. So plus one modification to a later skill roll relating to this one.
I'll accept
You
it
do it in
then.
half the time.
I'll accept it then.
Quietly. Okay. All right. All right. So it takes a little bit of time, but you do have it. You are able to kind of map out the duct system. It's not a large compound exactly, so you're not, you don't have to work really hard for a long time, but or go into like every room to try to figure it out. Um, but yeah, you're able to jury rig up a dispensing system that will get it to the warlord's council chambers or
Okay.
declaration chamber.
Okay. Let's do this. Change back out of my clothes.
Right.
Meet back.
And so are you just going to flood the room with it?
I
Or go in there with him and then flood the room?
go in there with him probably and flood the room would probably be a good. Well, don't we need to talk to the second in command to get them on board with this?
It kind of seemed to me like they were already, maybe on board or something like Hannah Snell had already talked to the second in command. That I kind of had that impression, but it wasn't crystal clear, I think.
All right. Well,
I mean, if the second in command is in there, we can always revive her or something.
Yeah.
Let them tie up the rest of them.
Yeah.
Tie up the rest of them, then revive her.
Should get some guns ready because this is gonna go crazy.
This could go sideways, but let's give it a shot.
Okay.
okay. So you enter the chamber, and Warlord Zhang Shi is speaking to, well, she appears to be an officer. You've seen her around him before.
We know the second in command because she was the one who brought us to the Three Lions, right?
Yeah. So yes, she's there next to him.
Right. I never remember her name. I feel like a dope, but
Jinwo.
Shinwo.
How many people are in the room right now?
The two of them, 2 guards, and you.
Sounds like a plan.
Right. I mean, I guess we kind of don't care. So if this works, it'll be brilliant.
No, you're back. Well, what have you learned?
Oh, we don't want to interrupt you.
No, this is much more important.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
Please, did you find them? Do you know where they are?
We went, we found Shepard, we were brought to the place blindfolded. We met with them to discuss what happened, at the factory and how to, we had to have some kind of pretext of how to bring this to a good end where it didn't involve blowing everybody up. And and then when we were finished having our fruitless conversation with their leader, we were again blindfolded and brought back and released, and then we found ourselves like nearby. So we could probably, with a little effort, recreate. I tried to count the turns and how long it took for us to be brought there. I don't know how accurate that will be, but that's what we've got.
Well, I am disappointed that it is not more.
I mean, shit happens. Sorry.
Yes.
I mean, maybe if I sit down and concentrate hard and try to recreate in my mind what was going on, and Lister can correct me if I make a mistake or something, then you might understand the things that we're describing, and you might be able to figure out the route to where we actually went.
Mm-hmm.
He looks over at the Brigadier. Well, proceed.
So while they're distracted, can I start flooding the chamber?
Yeah. So I know you rolled previously to set it up.
Yeah.
So I don't know about rolling this time. Like, it just kind of seems maybe not necessary. Because what's going to go wrong?
We basically just start putting on masks for no reason.
Well, I assume you would do that after it comes in. Like, you're not going to get knocked out right away by it.
Yeah.
But you could, put them on, then run and hide.
Yeah.
Well, it overtakes them.
That would be a good way to do it. Hold your breath for the first couple seconds, and then when they start getting visibly woozy, then you put on your mask and you start skedaddling.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. Well, so as you're talking, and he's sort of nodding, but then looking at you oddly when you sort of delay by throwing in something completely unrelated or strange, and Lister activates the machine, which begins to pump knockout gas into the room. Aerosolized anesthetic. And within, it's not a huge room. It's not like a great audience chamber or anything like that. So by the time The guards have noticed that it's getting a bit misty in here. It is too late. It's flooding the room, moving faster, and before you know it, it's time to put on those gas masks and just hear a thud, 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 thud.
Excellent. All right. Now, quick. Let's get them all tied up, except for the second in command here.
No, tie up the second in command too.
Oh, yeah, you're probably right. See, this is why I wanted you here. This is important.
It is important. Don't fuck it up.
I want to trust people, but I shouldn't.
But I forget that is frequently a mistake.
Is this your first coup?
I've been involved in at least 5 last week alone.
You should have seen it in high school when we had to change the student council.
Traps that would make Jigsaw look. All right, so yeah, it goes off.
Let's tie up the chairs. Tie them to chairs or stuff, and I'm sitting there with like a pile of their weapons for a second, and I'm like, should we like,
No.
Steal their weapons?
No, I've stolen the weapons already, but I'm like coup de grace a couple of the cards.
No.
I'm just getting a little bit close.
That's why I'm here. You're here to talk me down, and I'm here to talk you down.
I mean, okay, so what are we doing? Are we waiting for them to come, the rebels to come to help, or are we gonna try and like take these people outside?
I think the first thing we need to do is to get out of here and get back to the Solovetsky Island and bring the second in command with us.
And the warlord.
Yeah, we can't just fucking leave them here. I think we have to tell the captain what has happened. We have to tell the captain that we've been successful so far.
You can radio him.
Right. That's what I mean. That we know how to do. I don't know how these other rebels are going to find out what we've accomplished, but they seem to think that they're going to know. So okay. I guess we just wait for a little while, and maybe lock down the building or something.
Well, presuming the guards outside don't notice anything, you might be safe until they wake up.
Right.
Oh, you could also probably have some like smelling salts, which might rouse whoever you want.
Yeah, right. We want to rouse second in command. Whoa, right? Yeah, that's the idea. Have some time to talk to her alone, without her boss, being on top of her or anything. Let's do that. Notify the captain, rouse Woe, and explain the situation to her.
Right. The captain advises you to be extremely careful, but he's
thanks, bro.
Glad that it's gone off so far without a hitch. And then you wake Woe, who? What do you tell her? How much do you explain?
So, first up, do you want the long version or the short version? Number one, you're not in danger at all.
Mm-hmm.
A long version or a short version?
The complete version.
Complete version. Okay. So I have a question to ask first. Is feeding people to alien creatures standard operating procedure, or like is it because those creatures will eat you if you don't feed them, or is it because the warlord's a prick?
Yes.
Okay. Secondly, do you think you can do a better job?
This is your chance to end the conflict.
This is a. They're putting me in a position here. Yes,
Right.
the warlord has taken actions that are questionable, and I do not approve of how he treats the people of May Outpost. So, yes, I would do a better job.
Okay.
Then in the name of justice, this is your moment.
Well, it also can we get a promise that you will help incorporate into the whole mother mission and help like be willing to like reconnect with all of their planets and be brought in the fold, and we can assist your planet and you can assist us,
Well,
and you're not just going to exile us at the first time
no,
chance you get.
no. If
We could get colonial marines down here with
no, you don't
upgraded
need to.
kit.
No, that's enough. You don't need to get into that. Yes, we would like it if you would keep the cooperative's best interests at heart.
Can I have been recording this the entire time?
Sure. Yeah.
Good.
When you return to your mission, or if you are able to arrange a delivery of supplies, we would also be thankful.
Oh, I think there was another question I had in regards to the off-worlders who came before us. What's their deal?
The UPP, yes, Colonel Drubov. They arrived. They have tried to insinuate themselves with the warlord. They are a group without dignity, and I do not see them as fit allies.
Cool.
So we have an understanding.
We do.
Okay.
Then I suggest we get you and the warlord out of here to a place where maybe you can maybe where you can mobilize the rest of the brigade that will follow you and enact everything as quickly as possible.
That will not be difficult. I'm certain that a number of our guard and soldiers will follow my lead. But
Awesome.
the rebels? What of them?
Oh, they're all for you.
Oh,
It was their idea.
oh,
Yeah, they actually really enjoy you. So take solace in that, I guess. You solved the rebellion without having to do anything crazy.
I guess so. Well, um, I'll have to make contact with them so that we can bring this to a ceasefire and an end.
They'll find you.
I wonder if there's a mole in your inner circle here already, because they seem to be not concerned about how we were going to notify them that this had worked or not.
Hope we didn't knock out their mole.
Well, I don't know what to say about that, but
I don't have any answers to that. I think the best I can say is that once I announce he's been deposed, then word will reach them.
right. I mean, you could tell Shepard.
I could tell Shepard. He definitely has contact with them, doesn't he?
It certainly seems that way.
Then, good.
Oh, is there like a communication hub we can take you to where you're like you can do like a thingy where you're talking to people? Announcement.
We'll
Big silver.
do that from an appropriate spot, and at that point, where are you going to take the warlord, or are you going to leave him here for her to deal with?
I think.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I had no idea.
Well, I think that for the moment, we should keep him, with us. We should all be together or whatever. But ultimately, I mean, I don't have any interest in bringing the warlord with us on the Solovetsky, if that's what you're talking about.
No, then we will keep him here. He will face justice.
Seems like it.
Good. Well, and I suppose it's not too complicated from there. She she basically gets on the loudspeaker and actually no, first she brings in some officers.
Right. First you consolidate your power, then you
has them go to inform their commands, and it doesn't take much. There are some diehard Shang-Chi supporters who either surrender or don't, and are removed.
Handled.
That's a good way to put it.
Handle us. He said to handle us.
At which point, there is a lot of sort of commotion and, people wanting to know what's going on. And Brigadier Woe announces the change in power. And, well, that's... She keeps her word. It's very unbloody for the most part.
God, thank God.
When Snell comes out of reveals herself. They seem to be, making something of an agreement on an ending of hostilities for now, and that's that. The captain's really happy that you you pulled this off, and that you'll have a positive report to bring back to the Yanla, since the last report was not so positive. There's some question about the pyramid,
Yeah.
but that can wait for your report and debriefing.
Let the Marines go into the pyramid. I want to live.
So
Nice. I think that the one thing that Hideo did not say to the captain was what the commandant or whoever said about the Great Mother mission. That would keep to ourselves for now.
Yeah.
That we can keep to ourselves, because it doesn't even exactly make sense. But
all right. So let's see. There's a debriefing section.
okay.
Where you've got to give your reports. But maybe I'll find that, and we can begin the next mission with a report on the previous one.
All right.
Sounds good.
So, you both made it through without being hurt or, freaking out.
I was gonna say we raised our average. A 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
No.
Yeah.
Well, and 1 out of 3 without anything going horribly wrong.
Right.
I guess probably because you really just ignored the pyramid.
Well, I wasn't sure why we would have to go there.
Curiosity killed the.
Yeah. But after your debriefing, which you said is mentioned, you start to pick up sort of chatter amongst the fleet about a secondary mission to investigate it. So, Wayland Yutani is interested in knowing what might be down there. Some other smaller corporations that have signed on for this are also interested in knowing what might be going on down there. But for now, the Solovetsky Island goes off into space and prepares for its next mission. So I'll dole out XP beginning of next session once I've got it all sorted out. So congratulations, you didn't die. Well, everybody, thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this one. It was a little less traumatic than the previous ones. But I make no promises about the next mission.
Trauma makes good TV.
Yeah, well, also, I mean, you have a choice of which colony you want to go to. So one might be worse than the other. Who knows? But yeah. So thank you all for watching. And we can say goodbye knowing that everyone can sleep well without visions of bioluminescent xenomorph creatures coming out and taking you to eat.
Speak for yourself.
Well, if you drop that much acid, Corbin, then
All
I
the
can't
time.
speak to that. So let's go in reverse order then. Corbin, who are you and who are you playing and what
I'm
do you
the
want to plug?
I am the Awkward GM Corbin. You can find me on YouTube at the Awkward GM Corbin. I am tired, but yeah, there's I don't know if this will be up in time, but there's the Story
Probably
Path
not.
Nexus game jam in February, if anyone's interested in that, where we're making Story Path games, community content for Story Path games, such as Training Continuum, They Came From, and Scion, and Dystopian Rising Evolution, I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. I'm going to try to get this out for before then. So if I don't, I might just clip the end off. All right, awesome. And Matt.
Hi, Matt E. from Old Bones Publishing, and I was playing Hideo Weatherington, and who got his pacifist way in the end.
Yeah.
Funk.
Yeah, it worked.
So, what to say? Coming soon. Look for a sword and sorcery adventure called Savage Swords in the City of Plagues. It's been in the works for a long time. It just keeps growing and growing as I write it, but I have to bring this one home. So soon, people, soon.
Those plagues just keep spreading, huh?
Yes.
The city keeps growing. All right, awesome. Yeah, and do check it out. Matt's adventures are pretty awesome. The ones I played through had a lot of fun. So, yeah, of course. So yeah, and I'm Simon. I am the Tabletop Almanac, and you can find me here. You can find me on other people's channels sometimes, like Onyx Path or Dork Tales, or Pinnacle. And I hope you enjoyed. Come back and watch more. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell your friends, tell your enemies, because maybe they would get along better with us than you would. Enemy of my enemy, who knows? But point being, tell people. All right. Until next time, uh, fly safe and don't go into
The
mysterious ancient pyramids. And if some weird sort of snake thing approaches you, don't walk up to it and be all like, oh, look at the little creature thing. It's going to do something horrible to you, probably. And frankly, you're a really terrible biologist. So, my opinions on Prometheus aside, we'll see you next time.
Bye.